This is where this thing gets absolutely crazy now. As we've always talked about, telecommunications has come on so much. When I was younger, you used to have to wind up a phone, and then you had to put in money, and then you had to press button, and then you had a phone, and then you had then mobile phones came along, then this came along, then that came along, and now here we are. We have Skype. Skype is the latest crazy technology, so crazy that I can talk to an old friend of mine who's not that old, and I can talk to him live, and we can see him in New York. John Munnelly, good evening.
Good evening, Paul.
Or is it good afternoon?
Well, for me, it's afternoon, but I decided to reflect back to you. Good
What
evenings.
what time is it there, John?
2 o'clock.
This is
Yeah, the
this is
afternoon.
you often see this on Facebook. Silly questions you ask people when they're away on holidays or they have emigrated or something like that.
Yes.
So it's 2 o'clock in New York.
And the weather's nice. It's fall, autumn, as I used to call it, but I
Yeah,
think I call it fall after 10 years.
oh, yeah, and it's 7 o'clock and it's autumn here, and it's a lovely evening here. But we had a pretty bad day yesterday, but it's beautiful. We've just come through a fantastic summer here in Ireland. So what's it been like in New York? Let's get the formalities out the way first.
Weather-wise, it's been very beautiful. It gets very hot and sultry in the summertime, a bit too obnoxious. I went apple picking at the weekend. It was a beautiful day. So it's kind of nice. I went upstate or up to Pennsylvania to pick some apples, and that was kind of nice.
Fantastic,
Yeah,
fantastic.
so they have a very nice spring and a very nice autumn here in New York. Summer is a bit difficult. Winter's a bit difficult. There's a lot of snow on the ground, you know.
What part of New York are you in, John?
I'm in Flatbush. If I was fancy, I could call it Ditmas Park because that's where the lovely Victorian houses are. I'm a little bit up the road from Ditmas Park. It's called Flatbush, home of lots of rappers and Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond
Neil
comes from
Diamond, the man.
Flatbush. Yeah,
And
so
now,
the central. It's like Cavan is the central part of Ireland, and so is I'm like identical. I'm landlocked here in the middle of Brooklyn.
right, and
Yeah,
like,
on the P train and the Q train.
did Tina Turner sing a song about it?
Flatbush city limits. I just
Now, the reason we have John on is because John is coming home, so to speak. But I know his home is in New York now. But he's coming home, so to speak, and he's now John. You're
always at home from Cavan.
yeah, but you're a singer and comedian now.
Well, I'm a singer songwriter. I'm an actor. I do some comedy acting rather than stand up, and I do music videos. I love doing music videos. I do a little show like yourself on a local access TV here, but I haven't put enough time into that lately between one thing and another. And my latest thing is I've released an album of music.
Fantastic.
And
And the one you do on, is it on cable TV or is it like we are on the internet or?
it's actually on cable TV. There's three open access cable TV things, and I'm part of that. So I keep my hand in there. Got some training from there. So yeah, you can put a show on here as well.
And what, John? I'm intrigued by that now. What do you do now to get a show on cable TV in New York? What's the
Well,
story?
there's five boroughs, right? So you got Manhattan, which is the central island. You got Brooklyn. You got the Bronx north there. You got Queens in the west, and you got Staten Island as an island. So there are five boroughs. So each borough has its own kind of cable access TV,
Right.
and it's designed to allow free speech. So they'd love to take it away, but people can go on and make their own shows and get it on. My show is late night on. I'd say anyone can see it in the world. It's a BCAT TV.
Right.
So so my show comes on once a month. So what I do is I sort of have a guest on, another artist, usually a musician or a filmmaker, or somebody who's interesting, like you know what it is, just
Yeah.
some visually or physically interesting, and I put my own stuff on there as well, my own music videos. So I generally make these kind of colorful music videos. They're on YouTube, youtube.com/laughjohnlaugh. Look at Does My Bum Look Big in This? The one you played yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul, for playing
Great.
it.
I know it's great. That's very funny. Really, really funny now.
So legends, all sorts of stuff. So I try and make visual things because I'm kind of visually driven.
The one that's getting a lot of talk over this side of the pond, as they say, is the Legends one. That's a great one, John.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I took a while to shoot that. So that came from I was in a group with these dreamers, right? And we're
Hmm.
kind of supportive dreamers. So it's a very unusual thing, and we're basically trying to say you can do it. You know, being an artist isn't always easy. So we're basically kind of supporting each other, saying, you can do it. You're amazing. I love your stuff. You may not believe it, Paul Cox, but I believe in you. So it's like other people believing in you when you can't believe in yourself.
Brilliant.
And that's where the phrase legend came from.
Yeah.
And so then I wrote this song that kind of encapsulated all our stories, like a story where you're basically growing up and you have difficulties in your life and dangers and you go through trials and tribulations. But you know what? It's going to work out and it's going to be okay because we're all legends.
Yes, yeah.
No, it's kind of like a universal message where I'm saying my personal story is like Patrick Kavanagh's story. The local becomes universal. It's everybody's story, and we're all legends. It's kind
Exactly.
of like so. A lot of people like that song. I like it myself.
Yeah,
I'm
it
kind of
is.
proud.
A lot of
And the
people I
video,
was talking to that have seen it said it's fantastic, and
yeah,
they
very
get what
colourful.
you're saying in it,
Yeah.
which is
So
fantastic.
yeah.
Right,
So
right, let's rewind a little bit, John. How long are you in New York now?
I I am in New York 10 years this summertime.
That's
This
incredible.
summertime passed. It's amazing. Time flies.
Yeah.
And so I had a green card from ages past, and I need to get to New York to secure it and make sure I kept it. So I came out here and I struggled, and I lived in I think I came over with no guitar and basically a bag of clothes and a book.
Yes,
So it's like an immigrant story, and it's kind of terrifying and strange and weird. And
but it's
you,
exciting at the same time, surely.
yes, and you try and find a new life, and you're all homesick all the time, and
Mm.
um, it's strange. So you adapt, eventually adapt. So I am a mover on. I've moved on from different things, and I travel a bit. So,
Yeah.
but
But
like
you've been a
I'm not.
troubadour. As long as I know you, you've been a troubadour. You've had the
Uh,
guitar.
yeah.
You've been singing, and that has been your life. Like as long as I know, you've been in plays and stuff like that.
So I'm singing. Yeah, I'm singing years, and I always used to sing. You were in the Fireflies, and we'd all be. Everybody in Cavan was a singer.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Like to be Karen Coyle and yourself and myself and the Fireflies and everybody, my own brothers and the Woodbees. We're all singing all the time. Cavan was a real singing town.
Well, here's a good one for you, John. The Woodbees are on a current massive comeback at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah,
I'm proud of them.
we're gonna have them on the show now in a couple of weeks' time, and we're gonna get them to play in Cavan as well. So that'd be great. Well, we're really
Yeah.
looking forward to that one. So I'll definitely say hello to the lads for you because I know.
Well, actually, I'll also say hello to them because they've been kind to me. They've put me on in Cork and in Limerick as their support. Yay!
Fantastic, fantastic.
Isn't that fantastic? That's Cavan supporting Cavan, like the Liverpool of Ireland.
Well, that's what it's become now. It's incredible
Right.
at the moment. Everyone,
Proud of.
all these bands like the Whereabouts, Lisa O'Neill. It's just going on and it's just increasing and increasing all the time. It's brilliant. But anyway, we're here to talk about you, John, and
Yes,
your tour.
I'm amazing.
Tell us
People
about
should
tell us
check me
about the
out.
tour.
I released an album called Hello World. Here's
Right.
the art from it. Let's see, I'm going to move it around. So that's me jumping in Dumbo. It's down under Manhattan Bridge overpass. It's called Hello World. It's on iTunes. It's also on johnmunnellymusic.com. I'm doing a tour, and the tour dates are starting on the 23rd of October in the Song Room in the Globe in Dublin. The important one for Cavan is Cavan Sessions Chapter 1. I'm supporting a band there. Gosh, I'm so sorry to the lads. I've forgotten. But anyway, on the
Louisiana
24th,
6.
the Louisiana Six. Okay, so
Fantastic.
one of me.
You're gonna have a ball, John.
Yeah, it's
A lot of
fantastic.
people looking forward to seeing you at home.
Brilliant. I'm so looking forward to being there. Zephyr Sessions, that's on back in Dublin on the Friday. I'm so happy to be a feature act there. Going to take some time off on the 26th to see Cavan people and see Cavan Town. Back in Dublin on 29th. No, actually, 28th Song Cycle in Whelan's. That's good.
Yeah.
Crane Lane in Cork as support to the Woodbees. The 30th Cobblestone Joes in Limerick, Woodbees support again. That's on the 30th. 31st, I'm in Monroe's Backstage Bar. And a new show added today in Headford in a tavern, Campbell's Tavern in Headford on the 1st of November around Halloween. So that's great. So that's
Great
my
stuff.
tour. I'm really looking forward to it.
You look forward.
Scary but good,
Ah, no, it'll be fantastic. Give us a bit
And
of.
thank you, Paul, for supporting it.
Not at all, John. It's great to see true talent coming back home, so to speak. It's it's great that we know each other for a long time. For God's
Yes,
sake.
we do, Paul.
That's fantastic.
Been in the back of vans talking crap when
Yeah.
it almost broke down in the middle of the night through gigs and all sorts of things.
It has to be done, and it has.
Paul's a
been
good
done.
man for keeping the chat going.
And the jokes.
And the jokes. Bad, good, indifferent, whatever
Well,
ones.
Well, just before I came on, I meant to tell you that I bought a brand new pair of cowboy boots. A spur.
Yes?
Yeah. Spur of the moment job.
Oh, spur of yes.
John, who's your
It's a horse
inspiration
of a
for the
different colour.
who's your inspiration for the comedy and stuff you do?
You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the Goodies last night.
Right?
You remember the Goodies?
Yes, yeah.
Remember the Goodies and all those old British comedy sort of stuff and Hall's Pictorial Weekly
Yes,
and
yeah.
all that stuff you'd be burnt into your brain like you're growing up in you got a limited range of things to see comedy. And also the people like the hecklers, you know,
Yes.
like
Oh yeah.
Joe Keenan smashing eggs, empty eggs on his forehead on the town square, just silly stuff,
Yeah.
clownish, you know. And
Brilliant.
Cavan Town is full of the
Clowns.
bizarre and surreal, really, seriously, and the sense of humor in Cavan Town is amazing. So, like, I'm not that funny compared to most people in Cavan Town, but in America they think I'm funny.
I know, but I suppose
But I have a
satirical is
visual
the
sense
wrong
of
word.
humor and have a good sense of timing. So they've taken me on board in a few pieces. Like I'm in this show called Hectic Knife this year. It's going to be a feature movie.
Oh, I seen
It's
that. I
going,
seen the clip on
it looks
YouTube.
like a blood fest, but honestly, Paul, it's really hilarious. It's
It did
hilarious.
look a bit of a blood fest. I was going, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like ketchup everywhere, but it's actually very hilarious. It's a funny movie. It's going to be good.
There is
Very cool. Like,
I just have to tell the people that are watching now that while they're watching and they're probably curious about who John Munnelly is. But look, if you go to YouTube and look at Laugh John Laugh, which is John's channel, and
yes.
also if you see John doing Edgar Allan Poe, I was watching that the other night. That's great stuff, John.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a brilliant thing to be in. Edgar Allan Poe from kind of Cavan.
Yes, from Kildare. Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
That I just kind of found out that I play Edgar Allan Poe. He's a famous American poet here.
Yes, yeah.
Had a very dramatic and outrageous life. He's a legend as well. He wrote The Raven. So I got involved with a person of genius and talent called Blue Bliss. And she sort of looked at me with her funny eye. She kind of looks at me with one eye. She's a mysterious person and sees differently to everybody else and says, kind of give me a kind of a once over. And I tried out for the part and she took me under her wing and I became Edgar Allan Poe. And I really like the acting. It's kind of cool. I'm an amateur actor. I'm not going to claim that I can do it, but people keep phoning me up and getting me to do it and it works out and I kind of enjoy it, you know?
That's incredible.
So the Edgar Allan Poe on PoeMystery.com.
Yes.
Fantastic. And there's an interview with me on there as well. It's kind of if you want to see a long sort of exploration of poetry and the artistic impulse. I go into it a lot on that. So it's well worth taking a look on Poe Mystery about all the stuff that's there. HecticKnife.com for a Bloodfest that's actually going to be really amazing. You know, I'd love to get it shown in the Monaghan Festival as well.
Oh, they'd love that. They'd love that. I'll have a word with.
It's amazing. So if you've got any contact to watch Hectic Knife in Monaghan, it's weird, it's bizarre and strange, and I'm in it, and I'm from Cavan.
I'll have a word with Paula McQuillan, who I know will be watching this, and Geraldine, her sister, who are over the Clonus Film Festival. I'll have a word with them tonight now and get that sorted. Well, with the time frame and all that.
When the time frame comes out. So these are things I do. So basically my whole life is about now creativity. I'm just consumed by it. I just can't stop.
What if a film park came along, John?
Huh?
What if a film park came along to you now?
I would love a film park.
You know, would you go for an audition?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally. I can do it because now I've proven myself. But you know what is strange about, you know, when you were a kid and they'd record your voice and you wouldn't like your voice?
Yeah.
I don't always like my acting. I don't always get what I do, but I am able to access the part that acts.
Yes,
and get those emotions out. And I seem to be able to do it. So I definitely would say yes, because it's kind of real fun, Paul. It's really fun. And in New York and Brooklyn in particular, and my home spot here, Ditmas Park, they're always making movies here. They're always making TV shows and movie. In fact, Empire Boulevard is shot in my wife's church. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
Yes.
That's great.
So,
that's
so there's always big film crews, and it's very exciting. I'd love to be involved, and you know how exciting it is to be involved in visual media.
Fantastic.
Always changing.
About 3 years ago, John, Kevin O'Connor, you remember Kevin, of course.
Love Kevin. Kevin is a musical inspiration of me. He used to do soul music on old Cavan radio.
Yes.
And I would tune in. I don't know, was I the only listener, but Kevin O'Connor fed me music. That
3 years ago.
I was a teenager, and I love Kevin. He's great.
3 years ago, Kevin O'Connor talked me into doing Peter Quince in A Midsummer Night's Dream in Shakespeare.
Are you serious? You'd be so good.
We did it in the old Abbey.
Are you serious?
The whole production, it was fantastic, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. And it's on the web if you have a look there. If you look at it's on Drumlin Media. I think it's on Drumlin Media. Yeah.
Okay.
If you look on Drumlin Media.
What's the keyword for everybody?
Midsummer Night's Dream, Drumlin Media.
Okay.
Paul Cox, Cavan. You know, just look at any of them tag words. And if you look at my Facebook page, you'll see pictures.
And it's
way back,
serious,
you'll see pictures
Paul.
of it.
It's not too serious. It's a good part for you. It's not a serious. You
know,
know.
It's
levity. It's more lighter.
Yeah, because the other actors had loads to learn, and they were brilliant. And I was shitting myself when they asked me to do it, and I was saying, I don't know if I can do it, but they just yes, and it just came on from there.
Yes, it's scary, and you do it, and you sort of say, are you sure? There's a huge kind of doubt hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
So thanks for looking at that, Paul. I really appreciate the Poe Mystery thing. I haven't been blabbing about it, but that's a very unusual and strange thing.
We're gonna show it again here on the Green Room, because that's good stuff. That is great stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd be great in a film. You'd be great in a scary type film, because you've that aura about you. You've that, I don't know. It's great.
Say I've got a Michael Fassbender face, so that's what people. I have a download card, and that's what folks say. I look a bit like Michael Fassbender, so I'm trying to be a cross between Michael Fassbender and
Show me Michael Fassbender. Oh yeah, Inglorious Bastards. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, and
he's from Cork or somewhere.
Yeah, he's German, half German.
Yeah.
So that's me. You can have. Oh, actually, I'm going to do a shameless plug, guys. This is the easiest way to get my music. I'll have this on my tour. It's called a download card.
Oh yeah.
So you
hold
go to
it
the
steady
website.
there, John. Put it up again. Hold it steady. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Up
Can you see it?
Out a bit. Yeah, we can see you now.
Yeah, so it's a download card, and it's easy. See, it's a slimline card, and that's my music. And you get 2 bonus tracks on it. You can get me at any time, passing me on the street, say, hey, bay.
Hey, bay.
Hey, bay. I saw you on Gavin TV.
Are you bringing some of them home with you?
Yes, and I'll have a CD as well.
Brilliant.
The CD artwork will be this, so they're physically. So there'll be 100 CDs. So if you want to...
Out a bit.
Item, the collector's item will be these, but if you just want the music in an easy package, get the download card, pay me whatever you want, help my expenses for being on tour. I'm terrified and terribly excited at the same time. You know what it's like to be doing this, like reaching out of my comfort zone to say, wow, I'm going to go back, and will they like me? Won't they like me? Gosh, is this crazy? What am I doing? You know,
no. You've got to do these things. You've got to do
these things. You've got to be courageous and step out and just say, you know.
And you will love Chapter 1. Chapter 1,
I will.
You're going to go an absolute bomb there. It's going to be brilliant. John, who makes the videos for you?
Me and a friend of mine, Greg DeLiso. I've got a team of people who are kind of my friends here, Greg DeLiso and Peter Litvin, and they're into the weird and the strange. They're the people who made Hectic Knife.
Yeah.
So they're into the weird and the strange and the bizarre and the absurd and the silly and the cockeyed and all sorts of silly stuff. So they're kind of we get each other, you know. There's some people in your life that just get what you're doing. So Greg and I sort of just team up off each other, and he comes up with an idea and I come up with an idea, and we make the video, you know, very cheaply, budget, sort of guerrilla tactic. We made the Legends thing guerrilla tactic. I made some of the splashy paint stuff, took a whole day doing that, and we went on to Brooklyn Bridge guerrilla style. You're probably meant to get a license.
But the thing is, John, you make it sound so easy, but as we've often discussed here,
oh my God,
making a video is one
months
thing,
of work.
But then putting it together and editing it, get it in the time, that's the mad thing, isn't it?
Yeah, getting your lip sync is going. It's like
that's nightmare.
So if there's any lip sync issues that anybody wishes to complain about, well, you can send them on the back of a £10 note, if there is such a thing, to my house here in Brooklyn. Say, John, could you fix the lip sync? And I'll say, certainly, madam.
Even better again, they can go up to you at any gig that we're going to remind them about now in a few moments with a €10 note. It's euros now.
Yes.
And go up with a €10 note and say, look, I can do your lip syncing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry, Desiree, no.
Do that again, John. John Fast.
Hey, I want to introduce somebody. I want to introduce my co-writer on all things. This is Klaus here.
Klaus.
Klaus. Say hello to everybody in Cavan.
Hello, Klaus.
Come on, Klausy. Keeps quiet most of the time, but then there is a good side picture. There he is.
That's a dash hunt, and you couldn't see it there.
Yeah.
But it looked like a Labrador there when you were holding it up.
Yeah, he's got a touch of a Labrador's face, but he's a pretty little dog.
It's a bit like me when people see me on the telly and they see me in real life. They say, "Jizz, you're tiny."
That's a face for TV.
John, so tell us a bit more. What about the clubs you play in New York and stuff like that? What's the scene like over there?
The scene is like competitive.
Yeah.
So every singer-songwriter with a dream in their heart comes and lands on the shores of New York City and throws himself at the glass face of success of New York City. And I've had some toeholds in it, and I was recognized by ASCAP for a song with a social conscience, so that was good.
What was that? Now, hold on, rewind now.
That's really big. That's a big deal. So
ASCAP, that's massive.
Yeah, massive. It's like people like Michael Jackson get the same.
Yeah.
So there's the guy who wrote Brother, Can You Spare a Dime? This is a song going back years. Brother, Can You Spare a Dime?
Yeah.
Buddy, Can You Spare a Dime? It was about the Great Depression back in the 30s. His family, Jay Gorney and another guy, wrote a song called Brother, Can You Spare a Dime? And his son and family sponsored a prize for a song with social conscience. And I wrote a song with another girl called The Unemployment Blues. It's also online. And it's kind of a quirky sort of song. Not rock and roll, more like a homage to, and the video is an homage to Bob Dylan. So that's a huge prize. Got that the Association of Songwriters, Composers and Publishers.
Yeah, that's big.
That was a good prize. So that was kind of gave me a head start here in the United States as a.
Is that good financially, John? Is that good for you? Is that good for you financially?
There was a stipend. Yeah, I got a few dollars. Got a couple $100 that I shared with the co-writer.
Brilliant.
But I think it's more good for your resume. I don't know if anything is good for you financially yet for me in my musical career.
Yeah.
So, I've tried different things. So the last thing I was doing was I had a kind of a band where I would mix up 3 types of music. I would do my own originals. I had a stand-up bass guy. He was a genius, Kevin Riley. Andy Weintraub on drums and a singer, backing singer, Jenna Johnson. So I really loved doing that. We were going around the bars doing originals, a few bits of Irish music and some kind of pop covers, the sort of thing. And So there was some financials on that. But otherwise you try and get shows in feature shows in open mics and places that do feature acts, or you get bigger shows if you can.
Brilliant.
So I'm still struggling. I'm still walking the walk and being faithful to the art and producing things in hopefully trying to get an audience. So I'm still trying to build my audience and going to Ireland on tour and going to Cavan on tour as part of that to say this is who I am. This is what I've been doing.
Just hold up the card again there, John, please, for a sec. Yeah,
this is the tour card. I can send a postcard.
Nice and steady. Hold it there. That's brilliant.
So that's I'm going to be sending that to a few people. That's a postcard with some stuff on the back. I'll probably have that in Cavan.
Yeah, fantastic.
If he wants a collector's item, again the download card. I'll have stuff out, and so.
Have you got a CD?
Yes. Instead of me bringing CDs, you know what I did? My parents are from Mayo.
Mayo, yes, yeah.
Yeah. So my dad is deceased now 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was in the same place as Phil.
My dad, yes, yeah.
Yes. We used to see him together.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, these things happen, but I instead of carrying the weight, because the way planes are like with weight these days. Instead of carrying these here, I'm going to get them produced actually and have them ready for when I land and get them delivered to my brother's house. And so the CDs are going to be ready for me, made in Mayo and ready for me in Dublin. And isn't that amazing? Bringing some business home too.
That's crazy. And now, your poor dad, you wrote a fantastic song that we're going to show now in a few moments.
Who are you? Well. Okay, thanks.
And it's very, very poignant, John. It's very, very... Tell us the story behind that now. And we'll go back to the funny stuff as well, but just...
Yeah, well, look, I'm not... You know me a long time. I have a serious side.
Yes,
and you can't not have a sense of the crack coming from Cavan and Ireland, We like a laugh. But sometimes you wake up and your dad is dead.
I know.
And that's it. You wake up in a foreign land at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock with your brother on the phone saying Daddy died. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that situation. It's done.
It's a very door closing moment, isn't it?
Yes, it's like it changes you completely in your life. It means that it's a slap in the face of your reality saying that life is short. Whatever you need to do, whoever you need to love them now because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So there was... And life gets governed by financial aspects,
Of course.
And as an artist, I got laid off a couple of years back. I became a kind of a genius IT guy here for a few years. When I first came out here, I worked my way in, and I didn't make the money out. Anyway, so basically I got laid off, fucked over, all the usual stuff that happens here. And
in life.
And it tumbled me out into the world, and I said, I'm being an artist, I'm writing my songs, and I don't care, I'm going to die with a guitar in my hand, right? And I haven't given up yet. And so that changed me. And so the aspect of not being stuck as a slave to a job where you only have 10 days off a year and you can't go and see your dad who's sick in hospital. I used to come home once a year or whenever I could get home. But they give you so few days off in America that it was hard to do that.
Yes, of course,
right?
Yeah.
But so then I got
Circumstance takes over.
circumstance takes over in reality, and then so anyway, I was trying to say, well, should I come home? Should I not come home? And I had the sense that Dad wasn't too well, and I should come home. But I was trying to balance it against saying there was a job coming up for me that would basically fill my coffers, and they were saying, well, you need to be here for that. And so the two things collided, where I want to go home and see Dad, I want to go home and see my family, and I want to earn money because I can't keep going without it.
Yes, of course.
You know that's everybody's story, isn't it? Like,
absolutely.
You throw caution to the wind and become faith and say, okay, I'm going to get on that plane. Yeah. And that's part of the driving force of me going to Cavan now and me going on this tour, is saying, in faith, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but I'm doing it.
And you are making it happen, and it's going to be brilliant, John. And it's going to
be exactly. It's going to be brilliant. So
this time, instead of an air of sadness, you're bringing a sense of happiness this time, because it's the comedy that's coming out.
Yeah, so you learn a lot. I wrote the song "Disappointed Me," and it's got a video on there, and it's also on it's also one of the tracks on the CD, and it is a poignant song. It's a masterpiece of grief. That's what I call it. Yeah, but it also rocks, doesn't it? Yeah. It's got some amazing musicianship in it, and it really is great. I'm very proud of it. I'm always proud of when I put my heart and soul and my 1,000% into my art, even if nobody has listened to it or can't get it. I've done what I've
yeah.
to do.
It's a very fitting tribute to a great man. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you know my dad. He was a lovely fella.
Yeah, he was, and very funny too. So I know where the humour comes from.
Yeah,
brilliant stuff. Anyway, so, John, back to the laughs, back to the comedy, back to the job in hand now. Give us all those dates again.
The dates are: I will be in Cavan Wise. I'll be in Chapter 1 on the 24th. But before that, my tour kicks off on in the Globe Bar. That's in Dublin. Right. On Georgia Street, Georgia Street. Yeah. The Globe Bar on Georgia Street at the Song Room on the 23rd. First show, 24th, Chapter 1. 25th, I'm back in Eden Quay in Dublin in the Pint for another feature set at the Zephyr Sessions. Saturday I have off. I'll be hanging around Cavan, so say hi to me. Oh, hey, babe, I saw you on TV.
How you doing?
How's it going? And then Monday I start again in Whelan's. I'm in Whelan's. Can you believe it? Whelan's, and not probably the big room, but in some room in Whelan's. I'm in there.
It's all big now. It's all.
So I'm in Whelan's. Great to have it, and that's called the Song Cycle. Then I go under the wings of the flying bird called the Woodbees from Cavan as well. So I'm under there in the Crane in Cork on the 29th. Brilliant. In Cobblestone Joe's in Limerick. Then I'm having a fantastic show in Monroe's Tavern. Or Monroe's in Galway City, imagine. Fantastic. First time in Galway. And then today I got a new show, thanks to Paul Johnson of Cavan, and he hooked me up with a show in Headford in Campbell's Tavern in Headford in Galway. Can you imagine? Fantastic.
The Cavan fraternity. It goes on and on. Yeah. It's worldwide now, John.
It is.
It's absolutely worldwide.
Cavan bursting at musical scenes and all sorts of creative scenes. Cavan TV, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, well, who'd have thought it? And here we are speaking. I'm speaking to you in New York. It's crazy. I'm not on the end of a phone. I can see you. You can see me. It's just madness. But John, we have to leave it there, unfortunately. And
fortunately, I got talking to you. Thank you, Paul.
It's an absolute pleasure. We look forward to seeing you in the flesh, as they say. And
yes.
If you want to say your goodbyes there, go on. We'll leave you to it, and I'll come back down in a sec.
Hello, world. Hello, Cavan. Thank you so much for having me here on Cavan TV. Thank you, Paul Cox. Thank you, all the team there. And looking forward to seeing you on the 24th in Chapter 1, the sessions, cafe sessions. Yeah. Fantastic. God bless you all. See you then. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, John. And that's John Munnelly live from New York. Technology. God bless. Technology.
Bye, Klaus. God bless.
Oh, Klaus. Don't forget Klaus. And of course, Desiree. We have to forget Desiree. The water
Desiree, the wife, is in the next room.
Yes. Don't worry. We'll be telling her. Tell her not to forget about her sister.
Yeah, we'll sort you out. We'll hook you up.
John, thanks a million. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and it's going to be a pleasure seeing you. John Munnelly, ladies and gentlemen, and that's live from New York. That's all we've got time for this evening. We're going to leave you with this very.
Did this go out live just now?
No, it's going to be going out live possibly later on tonight. So the weird thing is, John, as people are watching it now, they're going, "Are they live? Is Cox in America? Is Munnelly in Cavan? Where are they? What are they doing?" Nobody knows with the time lapse. But anyway,
Does my bum look big in this? Look at that online, guys.
yes, we're going to play a couple of the videos as well. John Munnelly live from New York. Thanks a million.
Thank you,
See
Paul.
you in Calvin. That's all we got time for. John Munnelly special. We're going to finish with one of his videos now, and here it is. Cut there.
Wow.